It's November 25th, 2024. It's 7:40 in the morning, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius, and I'm going for a walk. See the top of that flagpole? What's behind it? Three cans of vegetables. Best by October 6, 2023. Can't figure out what's happening here. Group of fence. They're dug in. There's a new curb. There's new gravel, whatever you call that, tamped down. It's not like it's for a driveway. Is there a bus stop coming, maybe? There's gonna be a bus stop? Oh, look at this. A little bird's nest. It's sideways. Maybe the bird has gone left for the south, abandoned its house. Dinosaur footprint. Yesterday evening it was cold and windy, and we were in the house and it was warm, and I'd been outside in the cold a lot that day, and so we were warm, we were in soft pants. It was time for dinner. We decided to be lazy and get delivery. Now, we only live about a mile from town, so the restaurant we're getting delivery from is about 1 mile away. And lots of times we'll order for pickup, and I'll go pick it up. It'll be faster, cheaper, the food will be hotter, and most likely it'll all be included in the bag because I'll check it. But we decided to do delivery because we didn't want to leave the house. And so you look up the restaurant, you see what their preferred type of delivery is, if they do it themselves or if they use a service. This particular restaurant seemed to prefer DoorDash, so we ordered through DoorDash. And when you order through DoorDash, you know a few things. You know, one, it's going to be expensive. Two, it's probably going to take a long time. Three, the food might not be so hot when it reaches you. And four, there's like a 70% chance that you'll get everything you ordered for. But you know, you take the risk, it's part of the game. So we ordered large tortilla chips, large guac, sour cream, pico, a burrito, 2 tacos. It's gonna be good. And you know, then it says a thing like estimated delivery 7:22, and then at like 7:20 it says driver is waiting for order, estimated delivery 7:44 or whatever. You know, it just keeps going up. Not always, sometimes it's really fast. Hold on, there's some people coming. So we ordered the DoorDash and we're waiting, and then I get a text from the driver that says the restaurant says it's going to be another 15 minutes. So I wrote back and said, okay, thanks. And then I'm looking at the little map. He has a little map with a drawing of the driver and the restaurant and your house and what the progress is. And I see the driver is driving away from the restaurant. Hold on, there's someone coming. Okay, so I understand that means that the driver got to the restaurant. Our food wasn't ready, but somebody else's likely was. So they took their food and went to deliver it. And then they're going to come back to the restaurant and get our food. Totally normal. I used to deliver food myself. One of my favorite jobs. And so then I'm watching the little map occasionally. You know, I check it. Driver's back at the restaurant, picking up your order, delivering your order. Oh, there's a stop on the way, so they're going to deliver to someone else first. And then they came here. And then they delivered. The guy handed me the bag and said, have a sweet night. And I took the bag and I was walking in with it, and I thought, feels like there's no chips in here, which is not crazy unusual. But so we opened it up, sure enough, no chips. Now, what do you do in this situation? So we paid for the chips. It's not the driver's fault, because I know when the driver shows up at a restaurant, they hand the driver this sealed bag. It's stapled closed, and give it to him. So the restaurant messed up. But the restaurant also, obviously, was very busy that night. It's one of our favorite places. So obviously it's not like they intentionally left off chips, because they don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm not going to call back and have the driver go back for a little bag of chips, well, a big bag of chips, because, again, it's not their fault. And even if they got paid for that, they're still being taken away from probably a larger order where they can make more money. And I don't want to pay extra to have more chips come. I could drive down to the restaurant and go up, wait in the line and get to the counter and explain to them the missing chips, and they would give me some. But I don't want to drive to town and try and park and have to get my adrenaline all up with confronting someone about some chips that aren't that important. But, you know, if you're working at a place and someone starts to tell you about something like that, it sounds like a complaint, and then they automatically feel kind of defensive. And again, it's just a little mistake. So, okay, so what do I do? So we paid more. We paid for the chips we didn't get. Not a lot, $3 or something. We waited a long time, which is normal. So we really wanted the chips because we had large guac, and we had the sour cream, and we had the salsa or whatever. And we had the expectations of, we're gonna have chips tonight. So I put on pants and I went down and I drove to the Stop and Shop and I bought some tortilla chips and I came home. So now we paid for those chips and the original chips plus all the delivery fees and stuff. And the whole time, like, why didn't I just go and pick it up? I should just go and pick it up because I didn't want to leave the house. But here I was out leaving the house. But at the same time, I'd rather drive to a store and pick up chips than I would have to deal with some kind of confrontation about something as silly as some missing chips. It's the smallest deal of all time. Now I know some people might say, okay, but the restaurant will never know. What about the principle of the fact? And for that I say, I don't care, because it's not worth it to me. I mean, they don't do it on purpose. The driver is no fault. It's really nobody's fault. Somebody just forgot to put the chips in the bag because they probably were super rushed. Anyway, what's the point? The point is, I don't know what the point is. What would you have done? It's the smallest, most insignificant little inconvenience. Isn't it better to just go buy a bag of chips instead of ruining everybody else's night? My general attitude with restaurants anyway is that every order you place, there's an implied gamble that you're taking, which is, if it's something you've never had before, you might not really like it. Or if it is something you've had before, it's not going to be prepared exactly the same way each time. And sometimes it's going to be amazing, and sometimes it's going to be not amazing. Lots of times they're going to leave something off, or the menu says green beans and you get summer squash. Or it takes, 45 minutes to get an order that usually takes 15 minutes. It's all a gamble every time. I think that's just sort of built into the experience of ordering food. You order delivery, like I said, 70% of the time you didn't get what you ordered, but that's just sort of the nature of it. I've never expect the perfect thing to be what I assume I'm going to get is what I get. I don't know if that's a good attitude or a bad attitude. I think it's probably, for me, it's a good attitude because it means that I'm not going to be, I'm not let down because I don't really, sometimes I'm let down because I'm like excited about a food and then I come and it's like smothered in mayonnaise. But generally, like, it's not a big deal if something isn't exactly the way you expected it to be. I don't know what my point is. Cone. Okay, thanks.